to the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with your host, Alan Johnson. On this podcast, Alan will be sharing with you empowering, effective, and actionable knowledge within the health, fitness, and mindset space to help you make the progress and growth that you desire from your life so you'll become the very best version of you, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So now, get ready to dive into today's episode.
Hey guys and girls, welcome to this episode of the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with me, your host, AJ. And on this episode, I'm going to be speaking to you about, is all stress bad? So what I want you to do first of all, okay, is can you just grab a screenshot? Okay, so whether you're listening on Facebook Live or whether you're listening on the podcast, please take a quick screenshot, share it on your social stories, so your Instagram stories, your Facebook stories, and if you can, tag me as well. So on Instagram, it's AJ Fitmind Coaching, and on Facebook, it's Alan Johnson. If we're already connected on there, please spread the message. I'm trying to help more people with their physical and mental health. So I'd be really grateful if you could share this with more people. And if I'm honest, life has been so overwhelming over the last 2 weeks. Okay, so really, since the gym's reopened, okay, so the gym is where I had the majority of my business pre-lockdown, okay, so pre-COVID, pre-lockdown. And since then, I've been working online. I've recently launched some group trainings, and obviously now I'm back at the gym with clients there as well. So, there's lots going on, lots of conversations, some people not wanting to go back to the gym, others really, absolutely can't wait. I'm looking after clients online. I'm set up these mini little group trainings that are going really well, and I'm enjoying them too. And life's just been a bit crazy trying to, keep the balance between rebuilding the business, which is hard at the best of times. It's not easy, but it's totally worth it. I absolutely love working for myself. It's great. But when you are your own boss and you've got to make yourself kind of get up at a certain time, set yourself actions every day, and setting your goals, making sure you're working efficiently and effectively and being productive instead of busy. It can be challenging at times, and then trying to balance rebuilding the business because COVID has affected, obviously, in the aspect of having clients in the gym. Obviously, the gyms have been closed, so I've not been able to provide that service for my clients. So I'm lucky because many of my clients stayed online with me, which is really great. But now, obviously, I want to rebuild in the gym as well. So trying to balance that up with the family life. We've got a 2-year-old toddler, and we have a newborn baby that is 6 weeks old today at the time of recording this podcast. So we've got little Alfie's too, and little Sonny as well. It's amazing, obviously, being a dad, being a parent. But any parents out there listening to this, it is difficult. Of course, mummy takes most of the control with the family stuff, the children's stuff. But at the same time, it's hard trying to keep that balance, because sometimes, when you're at work, you're kind of thinking about being at home with a family. And then when you're at home with a family, sometimes you can be thinking about work. And I think a lot of people that will resonate a lot with, and that's whether you work for yourself or whether you work in any job. Do you know what I mean? That can happen. So it can be difficult at times, but it's totally worth it. It's just trying to find that balance in there. Being really effective with our plans and getting organised, and it definitely works out much better. And then obviously, I've been trying to keep up with my podcast. So my 50th episode went out yesterday, which I'm really proud about. Because every single week there has been at least one new episode of my podcast going out there, regardless of what's been going on. Before we had the baby, I got 6 weeks ahead with the podcast. So about 2 weeks before the due date, was 6 weeks ahead. So I wanted to get that done because I want to be consistent. I want to keep showing up. I want to keep providing that content to try and, help people the best I can. So, consistency is key. And then I've got Facebook groups that I look after. I'm doing a live in one right now, which is the Family Lockdown Fitness and Mental Wellbeing Community Group. It's a free community group where I just try and add as much value as I can. I've been recording content for my new website, obviously like marketing my business, looking after clients, making sure that they're getting great results. So yeah, it's been a real crazy last 2 weeks. And what I did the other day, which was it felt really great actually, was I shared a post on Facebook where I had a reflection of what I actually achieved during lockdown. Okay, so while the country was in lockdown, I know it's so easy to kind of lose track and just drink lots of alcohol and chill out, loads of Netflix, loads of eating. And I know I've done a lot of that stuff as well. But do you know what? I'm going to share some of the stuff actually I shared in the post on Facebook the other day. So these are some of the achievements that I went through, and I want you to think about some of the achievements that you did as well. So after this live, after this podcast, or even pause the podcast right now if you're listening on the podcast, just make a big list of what you achieved during lockdown. So here's some of mine, okay? So I grew a Facebook group to over 4,000 people, helping them stay physically and mentally fit online. Okay, workouts, free PDFs, meal plans, daily motivation, and everything else. Myself and my fiance, we finally made it onto the property ladder, which was like a massive goal for us, and so excited. And we're absolutely buzzing. We love it. We love the location. We've got sea views as well, and yeah, it's been a long time coming, but we finally achieved it. I mostly decorated the flat as well, because obviously my fiance at the time was heavily pregnant when we got the keys. So we got in here, cracked on, decorated the whole new home before the new baby arrived as well. So which was really happy about getting that done. Completed the UK Free Peak Home Edition Challenge, where I raised £1,500 for the NHS. So if you haven't seen that already, I climbed up and down onto a 17-inch stool, okay, 8,000 times on my 30th birthday for charity, and it was an absolute killer. My legs were throbbing bad. There was some points where I was like questioning why I even did it, why I chose to do it, and there was many times where I felt like I couldn't finish because my legs were in severe pain at some points, okay. So yeah, I actually done a podcast episode about that, so if you want to go check that out, you can. If you're watching live as well, feel free to drop any of your achievements during lockdown right now live too. Be great to hear it. I achieved my Master NLP Practitioner qualification, which is like an online course. Of course, I've already mentioned it, we've become parents again. What else? Launched my brand new fitness and mindset development website, where I'm giving people a 7-day free pass at the moment. So if you want a free pass to that website and accountability, like daily accountability as well, just message me and we can get you set up in there. And of course, invested a lot of quality time with the family as well. And that was, I'd say, the best thing about lockdown was just spending more time with the family. It's been amazing. It's a bit of a shock to the system, kind of going back to more work. But it's been absolutely amazing. So what I want you to do is, that's not me showing off. That's just sharing some of my achievements during lockdown. What I'd like you to do is just think about, get a pen and paper and write down some of the achievements that you did during lockdown, because that, it can make you feel really great about yourself, because sometimes when we don't really reflect, we can feel like we're not getting anywhere. But when you sit down and reflect and see what you've achieved, see what progress you've made, then you can feel really good about that. So I took a bit of a step back as well to kind of reevaluate. And again, this is another task for you to do if you are feeling a bit overwhelmed at the moment, bit stressed. Just reevaluating like your daily actions and your intentions as well. What are your intentions? What are your goals? Why are you taking those actions on a daily or weekly basis. What's the purpose behind them? Where are you trying to go? Because once you can identify that, it makes the showing up and the execution a bit easier, okay? Because you're clear on your intention, you're clear on your goal. So if you're clear and you have the right actions in place, then you'll be able to stick to your plan a lot better. So I decided at the beginning of this week to wake up earlier as well, okay? So the purpose behind this was to be able to get more focus work done, more quiet work done before the kids woke up, right? And I set my time for 4:30. So normally I'm up around 5:30 a.m. sometimes. So I set it for 4:30. And I'll be honest, on Monday, I failed straight away. And I'm not ashamed to share my failures, okay? So basically, on Sunday night, I was woken up about midnight. So next door were having a few drinks, getting a bit rowdy, a bit loud on Sunday night. And I was awake for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And yeah, I just couldn't get back to sleep basically. So when 4:30 come and my alarm went off, I could just feel in my body that it just wasn't the right thing to do to get up. I'd only probably had like 4 hours sleep. So yeah, I laid in. And that was my first failure of the week, but it is what it is. Carry on and tried again. Done it on Tuesday. And then same thing again last night. I didn't wake up at 4:30 again this morning. But the thing is with anything, like with whatever, new habit you're trying to build, it's going to take time. You're not just going to start today and then you're going to be perfect for the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year. New habits and new routines take time to build. So having 2 children and, regularly waking up in the night, it's a bit difficult with broken sleep, waking up at 4:30. But, I'm going to keep persisting with it and, just go with it basically. So don't worry about your failures. Just carry on. Remember the purpose behind them and you'll be absolutely fine. And also what I want to say is as well, like if you are feeling overwhelmed at the moment, stressed as well, you're always more than welcome to reach out to me anytime, get me on DM on social media, and we can talk things through, we can jump on a call, and it might help you, might help your situation. Even just talking about things sometimes can really, really help, guys. So that is it from the episode. Okay, before you go, if you haven't already, you can join the podcast community group. So the Mind Shift Movement podcast community. It's a group on Facebook. Okay, it's just more content around the podcast. I've just put in there a free immune boosting meal plan as well, just to help the community at the moment and help you guys out with boosting your immune system during these times. And also as well, if you haven't already, please leave a 5-star review on the podcast, okay? It's really simple to do, especially if you're listening to on Apple. Leave a review. Make sure you subscribe to the show as well, okay? And this really helps with reaching more people and positively impacting more people within the community. And that is it, guys. I'll catch up with you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with Alan Johnson. Make sure you join Alan's free Facebook community group, the Mind Shift Movement Podcast Community. Please support the show by clicking subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Share this episode with at least one friend that would benefit from it, and share the episode on your social media stories. Please go and leave us a 5-star review to help us reach out to more potential listeners, and we really look forward to bringing you the next episode.